One of the strangest things you will see, friends, is when you are really convicted on something in crypto and other people just don't get it. So, of course, it's strange, but at the end of the day, you know that it's a very peculiar type of thing to actually get convicted in anything in crypto. And I think it's fascinating when we see different influencers and other people that you and I watch, and we get to observe the things that they really believe in. And you always wonder, do you really believe in that coin, or did you just get an insider VC allocation? Do you really believe in that coin, Bitcoin, or do they just give you the most amount of money because you like sucking them off because they give you a large amount of views and they help with your ad revenue and everything else and your Bybit referral links and all the other trading stuff, okay? So we always have to question these things, okay? That's you and me. We navigate this together. Now, luckily for you, I have a straight back and I'm wearing a cork hat, and I'm here to tell you that I can basically navigate this and convey the information to you nice and succinct. I'm fast with the screenshots. I'm efficient with how I display it. So let me go through. So for example, friends, when we're seeing PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex that has done this big fat green candle to the sky shaped like a phallic object, I want you to remember what people were saying when it was red, when it was cheap, how it started and how it's going. Look what this gentleman said. Yes, downloading an effing program to buy a crypto is the stupidest thing anyone has ever heard of. You are a complete custard if you think a newbie is going to do that after learning Fat Boy, he's referring to Richard Hart, is on the run from a fraud lawsuit after hearing about all the hacks and the thefts. This is how I know you're a group of custards who aren't going to make it. Let's play some angel music for this friend as well. This person's going to get some angel music because... Thank you very much, sir. Firstly, custard can be very yummy, and I do appreciate you. You see these very vicious and ferocious words, friends. You see, I understand a lot of people, we get caught up in these emotions, but luckily, friend like me who eats jelly beans and does handstands from time to time is here to tell you they're not that smart. What they've done is they've looked at the red candle, the red monthly candle, and they've said, "Oh, you are a bad thing. You are worth nothing." That's what they've done. They've looked at the red candle. They think that they've looked at the fundamentals. They think that they've analyzed everything. They think they've compared it to other stuff. They haven't. They haven't. Because if they did, they would have seen that PulseChain has 13,000 daily active users, which is exactly what Cardano had 4 years ago. And then Cardano did a 10x on the user base, which is 100x price growth. And Cardano had no smart contracts, whereas PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex do. And they have a symbiotic system and a PulseX buy and burn and all the other goodies. 140 content creators, 68 streamers. How about that? Still, my friend here with the blurred out name says, "This is how I know you're not going to make it." Imagine thinking barriers to entry into a tarnished project created by an alleged fraudster that 99% of crypto Twitter hates. By the way, this is a bullish thing without him knowing, okay? Just let you know, 99% of crypto Twitter hates something sweet. You know what that means, friends? That means, I want to cut this guy off, cut this loser off. Listen. When 99% of people hate something, hate, not neutral, hate, it means there is a part in their brain, real estate, reserved for this coin. And also, if you know, because you're a squirrel and you hold your own nuts and you wear fluffy slippers like me, if you know that they hate the coin, not just neutral, they hate it, it means they know about it and they don't own it. Which then present an interesting scenario for you. What if someone with enough firepower, with enough friendship and kindness, a community, what if they could all band together and convince those people, a large portion of them, that hate shouldn't be hate. It should be kind of hate. And then if you got that ball rolling, what if that kind of hate could be moved to neutral? And the neutral to like, and then like to love. You see that switch from hate to love? That's your 100x. That's your deep value contrarian mega moonshot play. That's actually winning. That is like you've hit the home run, you've got your one winner, you can literally retire off that. then you can diversify into other assets up there. You've literally won the game, okay? Finding it is another thing though, right? So that's why everyone calls this person a scammer. It's a good idea for onboarding new dollars. Jesus, FNC, any newbie will get the hell out. That's precisely why the candles went up after it, isn't it, my friend? Okay. Yeah, all the newbies got out. How about that? How about sucking on that big fat green 40% daily candle for PulseX? See, you're not as smart as you think you are. You think you're smart. You ain't smart at all. Okay. What these people are actually doing, friends, is these are the people, is retailers, okay? We are trained as humans, not trained, okay? We're born, it's in our DNA to go with the crowd, to be in the tribe. So, you know, all the like sensors and the satellites and everything going on in our brain, friends, and all the other intergalactic forces, and maybe our pineal gland and everything else, friends, and our spiritual side, everything. Our very whole being is, what does the tribe think? I want to follow the tribe. I want to lead the tribe, or I want to follow the leader. I want to please everybody. That is literally in our freaking nature. There's only a few percent of us, peanut brains, who says, you know what? You're all poor, so all your decisions suck. I'm going the other way. If you're in crypto, by the way, this is why you're here. So don't feel bad, friends. Of course, you know, remember, Bitcoin is still contrarian to a lot of the world. And then Ethereum is even more contrarian. And then Solana is even more contrarian. And then PulseChain is like, oh my gosh, contrarian, right? You see what I mean? So it's a scale. At some point, though, you have to see, though, there's a scale, but there's prices too low and prices too high. That's the ultimate name of the game here. You go, wait a minute. See, we're in PulseChain ecosystem, for example. When I say we, friends, of course, other coins, but we're getting excited for Chainlink and everything else, right? So, look, when people say you are worth minus 99% and you should be worth 0, you should really start to think about messages like the one I just showed you. Because, luckily for you, I have straight posture confirmed to tell you, right? Imagine watching one of my 1,700 YouTube videos. So imagine watching just one. You would eventually find out, oh, well, there's something else going on here. But think about the people who just haven't watched one. Imagine the people that haven't watched a single video. They don't know what's the most oversold, deepest value, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about the other stuff, friends. Yeah, BNB's going up, okay? Polkadot's going up. Polkadot's pretty contrarian too. There, I said it, okay? Yeah, it's said it. Okay, Gavin Wood needs a new haircut. Doesn't really matter. Those Japanese anime type of dudes that like the katanas and stuff, yeah, they're going to buy the coin, okay? But I'm not here for that, okay? I'm not here for kind of go up nicely, okay? I'm here to win, literally freaking win. I want the biggest return. I don't want this like, oh, golly gee, well, that was a nice 6.5x. Wow. I don't want that. Now, I'm not going to know, and so aren't you, about which the coin is going to go up the most. I don't know, and I don't really care, okay? All I know is, can you find pieces of information that increase your probability of success in your framework? Can you? Okay? Or are you just 50-50? If you're just 50-50, like a lottery ticket, even worse, you can't go harder. I know you're like a lot of hard fans from the show. You can't go harder in them. And that ain't worth much to me. Okay? We still have to rinse the soy, boys, and then up only. Pulse is a spear. I mean, just look at the green. For God's sake, look at the green. They said we're going to 0. They said we're literally going to 0. And then what does it do? Oh, plus 120%. Then plus 2.2x. Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. Have you learned now? No, you haven't? Okay, good. We're going to wait till the next one. So, you know, I'd also like to throw in a message to BitBoy. Okay, BitBoy. Ben Armstrong. Probably a friend of the channel. Okay. Benny Boy. Now, Benny Boy, of course, you know him, friends, as BitBoy. Made one of the most popular channels in YouTube, right? 1.3 million. And then he had like the big fall from grace because he, you know, allegations that he went off the rails, got a mistress, and then cheated on his wife. It was bad PR there. And then he started, you know, there was allegations around altcoins. Maybe they were pumping and dumping, maybe. Then he's got like a tattoo of Ben coin. All of these. Also controversy because to like raise up to higher heights, he poached XRP community and Cardano in 2021, and he gave them a home when no one else would because they were like hated by all the mainstream influencers, okay? Because why? It's because everyone just thought Bitcoin was going to 180K in the past cycle. That's why. So influencers that you and I were watching, they didn't need to pivot to Cardano and XRP or any other altcoin, because in their mind, in everyone's mind, with all the money and the infinite QE and 0% rates and then Elon Musk shilling, right, even before it was shilling, no one could conceive of Bitcoin stopping below 100,000 the way it did, like anywhere near towards 100,000. Everyone thought like, okay, 180K, we're going there, you know? So if they knew what they knew now, they would go back, they'd onboard all these altcoin communities. But BitBoy, he's like, you know what? I don't really care about this price target stuff. I'm very skeptical. I'm going to onboard him. So begs the question though, why has he not looked at PulseChain? But then I also throw you another question. How do you know he hasn't? I think he has looked at PulseChain. I think what he sees is he don't like it. Now, what I mean when he don't like it, of course he likes it. He likes Richard Hart. He looks up to Richard Hart. Some of his language is Richard Hart. He watches the videos, of course, friends. But his goals and what he wants to appeal to the masses, appeal to them, not what's right for them, appeal to them. PulseChain community doesn't offer that. Because the truth is too hard to swallow. So this is a slingshot. PulseChain, PulseX, and X-Friends, they're a slingshot, right? You're pulling the slingshot back real far. And yeah, once you let it go, it's going to be a real tough shot. It's going to be like really strong once it finally launches. It's just that BitBoy is looking at PulseChain community like, oh man, this slingshot's going to go way too long. I'm like, nah, I'd rather look for something else. It's like your pullback is so long. That's a nice metaphor to put it. He's looking for something that's going to move faster. A community, and by move, I mean appeal to people faster. Whether he knows he does it or not, this is my observation for what I've seen. Now, I've openly invited him. I'm like, bro, let the tweet do the talking, okay? So our friend BitBoy, Ben, is here saying, let's up the ante a little bit. If this Joshua Jake dude is able to defeat me in our boxing match on Wednesday at 2:30, we will be streaming live. I will relocate to a state that allows euthanasia, and I will legally unalive my slef. I'll sign a contract. Okay. So this is, it hurts to see such a large fall from grace. Like the whole meme trope of celebrity boxing match to try get views, it's like a very old thing. It's like, well, how can we kind of like grab the bottom of the barrel type of viewers? People just want to see people that kind of know, go at it, etc. So that's how you know, like, oh, this thing ain't looking too good. This is almost like I hate to say it, it's like a dead cat bounce. You know, like you fall so hard, like you got a dead cat bounce. Like, oh, celebrity boxing match. Yeah. Now, I hope it turns it around. I really do hope it turns around. But you can just see that there's going to be a new phase of main characters and content creators that we watch, friends. Also, look, to be honest, friends, I was having enjoyment and entertainment during those days because I thought the best was yet to come. I really thought that. Infinite QE, 0% rate, 16 trillion negative yielding bonds. Oh my gosh, 180K Bitcoin. Now I realized, oh my gosh, not only are we wrong, we're like really wrong. And oh my gosh, this decade might not turn out how everybody expects. Okay, so once I finally figured it all out, okay, basically just sat here absorbing. Once I finally get to sniff a lot of chairs, I now see this and I'm thinking, man, we don't like that anymore. We can see through that, right? All of us. We don't like this, the trading and then the VCs and all this stuff, friends. It creates more dead bodies. We're running out of beds in the hospital. The gains aren't compensating enough. We might find at the end, right, when you guys finally at the very, very top give me the trophy and the crown emoji, maybe I'll get an interview with someone who's like normal, and I tell them, I go, you know what's messed up about the crypto industry? The fact that a lot of things lost, and for me to win, us to win, we had to go so deep, so contrarian, so undervalued, right? We had to do so much research. Oh, what's the legal system? The Howey test. No one knows the frick. No one knows what the hell security is in crypto, friends. They got no idea. What's a Howey test? Who is Howey? How is the name of this chocolate I used to get out in the school canteen when I was younger, okay? These little Howey chocolates, okay? Hey, caramel inside. Okay, look. No one knows. No one cares. The industry's changing, man. The industry's changing. it is diminishing. These influencers that you and I watch, they just don't give the value. And we're running out of time. Luckily for you, you got a friend like me, but is this the one home run we're going to get? We don't know. You know, friends, every single time, I promise you, every single time before we're like right at the foot of the mountain, I'm like, oh man, once we climb this mountain, there's no more one to climb because the opportunity is gone. But I'm always wrong every single time. There's always something that comes along. But it requires a bit more effort. So yeah, I can feel, right? I'll be talking to someone in a few years, who knows when, could be a year or two, whenever, right? You guys give me the top signal, crown emoji, trophy emoji, and I say, man, it's kind of messed up how anti-consensus, how contrarian to the crowd we had to go. Man, like, you got friends, you got every mainstream YouTuber is calling crypto, Hex, PulseX, PulseChain, Richard Hart, and everything associated a full-on scam, grift. They're going to dump. They're here to steal your coins. There's no value. Like, everyone's against it. And I really do mean everyone, you know. So, yeah. And then it makes you, like, see, here's the thing. 4 years ago, I thought whether you were in Bitcoin or altcoins, the difference was going to be whether you made a 200x and a 1000x. Okay. I thought that. Maybe not 200, maybe 100x. 100x versus like a 500x. Let's say that, right? And it was really bottom. Bitcoin was $3,150. Maybe goes to 300K, okay? Because, you know, infinite QE and all that money. I thought it was going to be 100x, 300x. How wrong I was, man. This was just my guess, friends. I'm just a young squirrel running around in 2019. How wrong I was. The difference now is literally, it's not whether you win an enormous amount and then like a nuclear holocaust wipeout of the bears amount, okay? It's not that. It's the difference between losing and winning now. Margins being compressed. And so it really does make me think about how difficult this game is getting and the effort we need to put in terms of like, man, we're doing like psychoanalysis on freaking influencers now. That's the crazy part, okay? So, you know, that's why I publicly asked Mr. BitBoy, PulseX and Hex, they're going to a place so high, you won't need to keep challenging people to a boxing match anymore. What are you scared of? Big gains? You know, this is our edge, man. This is our edge. And like, Ben took on Cardano. Cardano is now, look, I love Charles Hoskinson. I love the Cardano community. You're in the third cycle, though. You're in the third cycle, okay? You did a 420x from the ICO in the first cycle. You did 150x in the second cycle, okay? Third cycle is a curse. Now, I hope it's still big. I hope you get like a 30x from the bottom, which is 3x above the all-time high. I hope, and I pray, but I mean, hopes and copes are together, friends, okay? XRP, I don't know what you guys are doing. You're like in fourth cycle now. So a lot of these, it's just making you think, okay, how right am I going to be on that? I don't care about being right. I care about you and I making money because, yeah, all the signs are saying, like I said, it ain't a difference between 100x and a 500x anymore. It's a difference between you make nothing for 5 years, you're going to round trip this 5 years, versus, okay, you made this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x life-changing amount. You might say, how that's not a lot. Yeah, it is a lot if you have conviction and you invested 6 months of your wage. It is a lot. If you make a 20x on 6 months of your wage, you're up 10 years of income. You don't need to work, okay? Yeah, you pay a third to the government, but you get the point. Okay, so it is a big difference. This is how the stock market goes. So I'm not inventing this out of my behind. This is efficient markets, people crushing down the yields, okay? So where do you think this is going to go in the future? We know how it's going right now. We're seeing new characters developed. We're seeing these new influencers, friends. We can see right through it. I think people, we value more like honesty. We can tell honesty. Hey, where'd you get the coin from? Huh? Why are you talking about this coin? You weren't talking about it last week. Are you in the VC? Like, are you in the VC? You got some ICO allocation? You know, people are starting to open their eyes. But we already know when the green candles come, they're going to shut their mouths. They're going to go FOMO by the top anyway, and the cycle is going to repeat. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all friends. I love you. Catch you soon.